This is the Eweadn S7 Max, and this gaming mouse could actually be the best fit for you. Now in this video we'll cover everything you should know about the S7 Max before you purchase it, because so far with my testing, this could actually be a decent gaming mouse for you to go for, especially if you have a certain budget. Now before we get started with this video, I do want to give a huge thanks to Eweadn for sending me the S7 Max review on this video, but without further ado, let's get straight to what you need to know. First, what is found with the box? Now I do want to give good credit to Eweadn for the packaging, because, well, the packaging does look very premium and does give you more of a premium feel, which is actually a really nice little plus that they did. But once you open up the box, you will be greeted with a little note, which is basically just saying thank you for purchasing the S7 Max. And also does give you a bit of a highlight of what the brand stands for, which is mostly esports gaming. But underneath that little note, you will find the mouse itself, which we'll get to later. But underneath that, you do have an accessory box, which there is so much fun with this accessory box. Now, this is where I think Eweadn does get extra points, because they added so much to the product. Now in the box, you'll find a USB Type-C to USB Type-A charging cable, which yes, the S7 Max is a rechargeable gaming mouse. And what makes this cable actually a lot more unique is that it's braided, and the braiding is actually really good quality, which I did not expect from Eweadn. So nice little plus. Now not just that, but you also get replacement skates for your mouse, which is a nice little plus, and I'll actually cover that a bit later in the video. And you also do get grips, which yet again, we'll cover why that's included with the S7 Max. But now let's talk about the main focus of this video, which is the S7 Max itself. Now first impressions is, well, the black option that I have right here is currently my favorite option to actually go for, but there are a total of 3 different color options. You get the black version, which is in the video, which actually does have some gold accents, which I actually do really like with the design. But you also do get a pink option that does include silver accents, and then a white option which also includes silver accents. But so far I think the black and gold actually has a nice combination to it. But now let's actually talk about the tech that is found with the S7 Max. Now with the S7 Max, you do indeed get the PAW3950 Ultra sensor, which is actually paired with the PixArt PAR2862 chip. And with the combination of these two components, it gives you up to 8,000 Hz and 20,000 FPS. Now in a simpler way to actually explain it, this mouse can actually do a maximum of 26,000 DPI, which yes, I actually unfortunately accidentally discovered that while I was playing games, because with me testing out different sensitivities, I put on the max sensitivity, and basically a little move made me do a whole 360 in a video game. That is indeed how sensitive this mouse actually is. But not just that, in the mouse you also do get 800 mAh battery, which so far with me using it for over a week, I have not charged this mouse at all, which shows that this mouse can actually last very long, especially on one charge. And then of course you get the Amron micro switch, which does give it a nice little click to it, which, I mean, it's a normal mouse, but it does feel comfortable and does give you some decent feedback. But now let's actually talk about the design of the S7 Max. Now the design is including a nano frosted skin coating, which makes it very slippery, which is why they actually included the grips, which I think is a nice plus that Eweadn took it upon themselves to include grips for those that might not enjoy the fact that yes, the mouse is very slippery. But I'll definitely say, so far I've gotten used to the slipperiness, and I mean, it does actually feel very comfortable, but of course the grips can help you a lot more, especially if you're wanting to have more control of your mouse, and of course have less worry about if the mouse is going to slip out of your fingers while you're gaming. Now of course, underneath the mouse you will find the enlarged PTFE mouse skates, which is, I actually do like the fact that Eweadn actually included extra skates, because of course when it comes to gaming, you might do something by accident with your mouse, and you might have some damage or debris on your skates, which of course can lead to the mouse being less effective when it comes to gaming sessions. So the fact that they actually included that is a nice little plus from them. Now of course underneath the mouse you do have a little compartment, which is actually where you'll find your receiver, which yes, this mouse has 3 different ways to actually connect it to your device. Via wired, which is also using the USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable, via the 2.4 GHz receiver, or Bluetooth, which I will actually state this right now, which I'll definitely say, the fact that I can easily switch from the receiver to Bluetooth from one device to another, it is very seamless and it's basically instant, which is a nice little plus that I think you actually should know. Now, of course, there is one thing that you might be wanting to know, and that is, what is the weight of the S7 Max? Now, the weight for the S7 Max is actually 52 grams, which is not only very light, but I'm actually shocked that it's that light. I actually did kind of compare it to the SteelSeries RX3, which I have reviewed on the channel before, and that mouse is a lot more lighter than this mouse, but they are actually not too far apart when it comes to the weight, which means yes, this mouse is not only very light, but does give you some good gaming performance. But now let's actually talk about the main thing you're wanting to know. How does it perform when it comes to gaming sessions? Now for the past week, I've actually been testing this out with Black Ops 7 with the beta, and of course with Fortnite and other titles. And what I've found is that for my personal preference, I actually only had to use the first two options with the sensitivity for the S7 Max, which just shows you that there is so much performance that is found with the S7 Max. And there are actually 5 different sensitivity modes with the S7 Max, so you could even have some more sensitivity when it comes to your gaming sessions. But for me, using it for gaming, I found it very responsive. I'll definitely admit it did take me some time to actually get used to how slippery the mouse is. But once I actually got used to it, it actually felt very smooth and felt really enjoyable when it comes to gaming. But what about if you are someone that wants to use this for regular use? Whether you're wanting to do Blender, video editing, and of course other workflows, this can also be perfect for those type of scenarios. I've actually been using this with Blender, and so far with me using it for Blender, it is actually pretty comfortable, and I find it actually very simple to use when it comes to using some applications. But now, what is the price of the S7 Max? Because there's no way there's so much performance found for mouse without a heavy price tag. Now, if you actually go to the Eweadn website right now, you can actually pick up the S7 Max for $50. Yes, $50 for the S7 Max. With all the performance that you are getting, the fact that it's wireless, and the fact that you are indeed getting some accessories included with the mouse itself, just makes this a good deal for you to actually go for. But now, finishing off this video, do I recommend the S7 Max for you to actually go for? Now, if you are someone that wants to get a new gaming mouse, or if you're wanting to get a mouse that can do all different tasks, whether it's going to be playing games or using it for your workflow, the S7 Max can actually be a good option. And I mean the fact that you can technically just have the receiver in your console, have the cable connected to your PC, and even have the option to connect this via Bluetooth to any device. It's a nice little plus to actually go for. But let me know in the comments below, would you go for the S7 Max for yourself, or would you recommend any other mice on the market? Because so far, this is a good pick to go for, and I'm honestly very surprised to see how this mouse is actually doing. But I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next one. Be safe as always, and have a great day. Bye.